let's do it, because we gotta hurry.
Yeah, I'd say we do this about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
15 or less. We can spend more talking trash about it afterward, I'm assuming. Hey, I'm Mike Logan.
I'm Gerrit Elzinga.
And this better be good. It won't. It won't
I almost
be.
missed the cue.
It won't be.
Do you still like my verification for MoviePass? I'm
I
flipping
do.
off the company in my ticket.
Yeah, so you have to take a picture of your ticket to verify with MoviePass, and Gerrit is one of the holdovers still using MoviePass, and he takes a picture with this ticket and his middle finger. So
Let's see if it accepts it. Let's see. Ticket verification, Happytime Murders. Let's do it. Come on.
So
Verify.
you know the podcast, you guys. It's the one where we preview a movie before seeing it, and then we review it after seeing it. Hence the name. This better be good.
Will it? No.
You know, this is one of those movies where I'm like, Mike Logan, have grown up a huge fan of Muppets. I love Muppets. I think they're fantastic. I love all their movies. I've played Muppets before, like for stage and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, like I really love Muppets.
That's adorable.
So when I saw the trailer for this movie the first time, I was like, oh, this could be fun. R-rated, raunchy Muppet movie. Then I saw Melissa McCarthy was in it, and I was like, still gonna watch it.
Oh boy.
Still could be good. Joel McHale was in it. I'm like, all right, that's good. I love Joel McHale. He's great. Directed by Brian Henson. I'm like, all right, that's fucking awesome. He's part of the family.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the reviews started coming out. The other trailers started coming out, and my expectations have lowered.
I've only seen one trailer for it.
I've seen
first
two
one that came out.
and they're both like they really highlight like the raunchy, like over
Your
the
ticket
top.
stub has successfully been.
All right, that's how you get your
submitted.
ticket verified with Movie Phone. You flip off the picture, you guys. Movie Pass.
Movie phone.
So yeah, so Happytime Murders is the movie we're seeing this week. Gerrit Elzinga, what are your expectations going in?
I don't know. Well, as you guys know, I just didn't pay anything for it. So I think it'll be bad. I don't know. I mean, it's all the same things that you were saying. Like, I saw the first trailer. I was like, okay, this could be funny. And then from what I've heard, it's like, it's just old, hackney, tired jokes. Like, it's been done. And it's only, like, the novelty wears off quickly, I'm guessing. Like, that it's Muppets.
Yeah.
And they're, like, jizzing and swearing and
Jizzing.
fucking whatever they're doing. Like, it'll wear off very quickly.
I mean, I'm hoping the Muppets are just treated like regular characters, and we could just watch like a regular comedy film.
Well, I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
I think the jokes will still be the idea that, like, oh, it's still funny that it's a Muppet doing this, right? It's just like that.
It's like
wore
watching
off
an
a long
old
time
person
ago.
do like blue comedy.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's like 90 years old, and it's only funny because like a 90-year-old person's
You're
doing
an old
it.
person saying fuck.
For anybody who doesn't know what blue comedy is very raunchy, over the line kind of comedy. And the reason it works for old people is just because they're old, not because the jokes are good, but it's because it's quote unquote funny to hear an old person say that. I put it in quote unquote because I do not think it's funny.
It's not funny.
Melissa McCarthy is in this movie. Any of our dedicated listeners know how much Gerrit loves Melissa McCarthy.
I just, I really, for this podcast, I want to go see that dramatic movie she's in, which it was like.
Did that come out? Or
I don't know, because there were previews for it a lot.
Yeah.
And then they stopped advertising it. And I really wanted to see it, because I love when she does dramatic roles. I just don't think she's funny. I don't find it funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
And I hate that thing of like that Judd Apatow like improvised kind of like, well, we have a structure for a movie and then we're just going to improvise a lot and then that becomes the movie. And it's like, well, now you have a 2.5 hour movie that's like funny the first time you see it or not. Like that, it spawned a whole thing of everyone doing that with movies, and I think it's for the worst. But for the worst, is it a T?
I think it's for the worst.
For the worst. I think it's for the worst.
Yeah, I don't think worst is a word.
Worst?
W-U-R-S-T is a word, but I don't think W-R-S-T is a word. I think it's like an English...
You're kidding.
I'm pretty sure it's not a real word.
That's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Worse. Well, maybe it is worst.
No, worst means you're comparing. Worst is like the worst.
Yeah, you're right. Worst is right.
That's a bad definition, but I mean, it could have been a word that was made up way later, but
There's a lot
worse.
of kids in this movie.
That's not comfortable.
Jimmy O. Yang. I love Jimmy O. Yang. Jin Yang from
he was
Silicon
great.
Valley.
He was also in Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, I've still not
He
seen
shoots
it.
a bazooka.
I gotta see
It's
it.
very
Well, don't
funny.
spoil it.
I won't.
Who else is it? We got Maya Rudolph, Joel McHale, Elizabeth Banks, Leslie David Baker, the guy who plays Stanley from The Office.
Oh, he's
I've never
great.
seen him in a movie before.
Yeah, I haven't either.
But I love Maya Rudolph. She was in the last Melissa McCarthy movie we watched, right? Life of the Party.
Life of the
And I
Party.
think I said the same thing because I was like, I love Maya Rudolph.
Yeah,
and
well,
she was the best part of that movie.
She's
too.
funny in
really
everything she's in. She's so great.
Elizabeth Banks is good. I think Elizabeth Banks is really good when they let her chew up scenery.
Yeah.
Because I think she's really good at. It's not going to sound It's going to sound insulting, but it's not. She's really good at overacting.
Yes.
Like she's really good at just like taking a character and like dialing it just a little farther than you think it should go.
Which is funny because it's not good when Melissa McCarthy does that. And my fear is that they're going to have her do that in this movie and not Elizabeth Banks.
Well, the fact that I think she might be playing the straight man, Melissa McCarthy, because her partner is a Muppet, a puppet.
But I think the problem, this is another thing with her, is like she can play the straight man in a movie, but then when she does, it's like all the funny quote unquote things happen to her. Mm-hmm. Like that happens too in movies too, where it's like, why? Stop it! Oh God, she's irritating.
Well, luckily this movie isn't directed by her husband, so we won't get a whole lot of
there.
We won't get a whole lot of Melissa McCarthy does Melissa McCarthy things in it. Gerrit, what's your favorite Muppet movie? And that doesn't mean just the Muppets.
I've never seen any of them. I've never seen a Muppet movie.
Are you serious?
Maybe the Muppet Christmas Carol, but I don't remember it.
You've never seen any of them?
I wasn't really into the Muppets. I was more into Sesame Street and Winnie the Pooh.
Well, the
Those are my
Muppets...
two things. And Arthur.
The Muppets were... I don't think they were on the air when you were
No, they
younger.
weren't.
So I guess because I watched Muppets Tonight, which was like Saturday Night Live for kids with the Muppets. And that was like in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And that's what made me fall in love with sketch comedy, actually, was the Muppets Tonight. So then I inherently watched...
Holy shit. Are you okay?
Yeah. I inherently watched all the movies because I was like, oh, I love the Muppets.
Yeah.
So I think actually when because you were born in when?
91.
Yeah, I think by then the Muppets Tonight wasn't on the air. They didn't have a show. They just had the movies that kept coming out, like Treasure Island, Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I knew about them, but I would watch them, and I think they went in one ear and out the other. Like I know Kermit and Fozzie the Bear.
Well, they would be on Sesame Street a lot.
I watched. I would watch Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies.
I would watch the hell out of that, and I love that. Yeah, that's just,
Muppet Babies.
I love.
Yeah,
Muppet
I think
Babies.
I watched that too.
But that's the one thing that So I guess out of that, I get Fozzie Bear. I always loved Fozzie Bear. He was fun. I hated Miss Piggy. I was always just like, Kermit, just leave her. And yeah.
This is totally off topic.
Oh boy.
I just posted on Facebook. Louis C.K. is contemplating making a comeback, right? I just posted on Facebook. I said Louis C.K. is talking about a comeback. He's been gone less than a year. Even Chappelle took over a decade to come back, and he didn't even do anything. A woman just commented and said, I never understood this. Was his fall for jerking it in front of women in his hotel room? Because I'm pretty sure he made jokes about that before.
No,
he didn't. Does it make me against the #MeToo movement if I don't know what you'd be expecting if you went to the hotel room of a comedian? Did she want to play Uno? I'd be upset if I didn't see a wiener. She clearly doesn't know the full story. But I just thought it's funny that she's she's like, well, they should know better if they're going to his hotel room.
Well, that's what people were saying when the rumors came out, even. Like, before they even knew who it was attributed to.
Yeah, well, for anybody who doesn't know, he's not just in trouble for, like, the hotel room stuff. He's in trouble for...
that's, like, the worst thing.
He's in trouble for masturbating while on the phone with women.
One woman.
Well, with a woman. And then the hotel room incident with the two comedians who he invited back to his room. They thought that they were going back to talk about comedy. Louis
Which you don't need to go to a hotel room to do that.
Correct.
But whatever.
A normal comedian would go get a drink with you or something. They wouldn't invite you to the hotel room. And then Louis asked them if he could masturbate in front of them, and they agreed.
Thinking it was a joke.
I thought they said they agreed because they thought if they didn't, their career would be over.
That's not what I read.
Oh, that's what I thought they said.
I don't know. It's funny because, like, everyone read this article when it came out. This opinion piece. Sorry, it's not an article technically. Is it? I don't know. People will write opinions and then that'll be an article because you're interviewing people. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know the news anymore. But people will read this thing and then everyone else gets a different interpretation of it, even though we all read the same thing. We were just talking about movies and how people review movies even though they just saw the same movie. It's crazy. We got to get into this movie.
Yeah, we do. We still got like 6 minutes. But
anyway,
Gerrit, we'll go more in depth about this movie after the movie. We just arrived at the theater pretty late today. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
To them, not to you. I mean,
we're
still going to see the movie.
Yeah, I don't care.
Before we go to break, though, I would like to mention that we are on Stitcher now.
Oh, I saw that.
Stitcher's a pretty large podcasting platform.
Yeah. How do you get on that?
How do you get on Stitcher?
I have never checked.
You just apply.
Oh, that's cool.
It.
All right.
They approve you. Their platform is a lot more in depth, though. You can see a lot more metadata, and they have a lot of opportunities for advertising.
Nice.
So
Okay.
if you can generate an audience on Stitcher, hint hint.
Get on Stitcher, guys.
Then we can use their different monetization techniques because they already run ads on their website all the time.
Oh, that's great.
So the only thing is, once we get enough listeners, then we can start raking in that kind of money, and then we can do things like buy new microphones.
I can quit a job.
Gerrit doesn't have to work at Jimmy Jobs.
I'm so sick of it. I'm wearing the shirt and hat right now.
So yeah, Stitcher's a big deal for us. We're happy about that. If you listen to us and you normally listen to Stitcher and you're disappointed that you couldn't listen to us on there, go over there now and listen to us.
Yeah.
Download us, review us, do whatever you can to help us get,
That would be wonderful.
get paid doing this. But I like how we're not shy about talking about how we want to get money.
Oh,
for this
yeah.
podcast.
I mean, it would be nice. I mean, we have spent money to go see movies.
Yeah, we
that
spent a lot of
are
money on this podcast.
Pretty bad. I'm not spending money today, which is nice, but I am spending time editing it afterwards.
And I slept all day, so I ruined the rest of my day. I had
that
a
is
Crunchies tonight, too.
Oh, you're at Crunchies. I'm at Tip Top.
Oh, well, I won't see that.
I won't see you either.
All right, good.
All right. Well, we're just gonna see each other and jerk each other off in this movie.
Whoa! Gerrit, what are your final thoughts? What is your
I know for a fact I'm not in the mood for this movie. I saw 2001: A Space Odyssey in IMAX last night. So
Where?
At IMAX.
Well, which one?
The one that's
The Celebration
North. Yeah.
Oh man, that sounds awesome.
It was fucking amazing.
Oh man.
But
How sweet was it when he was running on the treadmill around the
it
space
was
station
so
in IMAX?
cool, dude. It was so cool. The whole movie's so cool.
wish you
and
would've
then,
told me. I would've
and then
gone,
to
man.
go from that to
Oh, it was Monday. I could've gone.
yeah, and then to go from that to this, it's just like, why? What's the point? I don't know.
What's the point of living?
I'm just gonna
arbitrary
do it for
rating.
the podcast. Arbitrary rate 0. I don't care. I don't know. I think it's like I might laugh, but I might. This will be the movie where I'll laugh and then be like angry that I did. Because like because I've laughed at like hack jokes before, like dad jokes and shit. Like I find them funny sometimes, but I don't like the idea of them being mass appeal, because that comedy needs to die. I don't know. I don't know, 5 maybe 5 hard Muppet dicks out of 10.
I'm gonna give this 4 silly string jizz on a wall out of
That
10.
is in the preview.
So listen to this trailer. We're gonna watch this movie and we'll be back in just 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Bye.
50 cents, I'll suck your dick.
Well, it's a great price. It almost makes me wish I had a dick for you to suck.
Oh, I'll take that as a yes.
You two are the most decorated officers in this department. What do you see?
Looks like a rubber gone wrong to me.
This wasn't a robbery. This was a hit. What the? Someone out there is killing puppets.
Hey, handsome.
You looking for some rotten cotton?
I'm a woman.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's even
Got
better.
a good time for you.
We're gonna catch the bastards who did these murders. Because bodies are gonna start piling up.
You're one of the best damn cops I've ever seen.
I'll have your badge for this. I'm in the fucking FBI.
Oh yeah, what's that stand for? Fucking big idiot?
Cop, where is your dignity? Where's your empathy? Where is your sympathy? Bad cop.
If shit gets crazy, I'm gonna go crazy as shit.
Is that just a fantasy?
God, are you all right?
I ruptured my hymen.
This pure ecstasy.
I'm not doing this.
Do it.
Oh, sorry about your dead human friend, Phillips.
That is good shit.
Well, fuck me.
Baby.
Is Phil in?
He's servicing a client.
Is that what I think it is? Here I go. Here I go. Here I go. Here I go. Here
welcome back to the... What's up, guys? No, welcome back to the podcast. Hope you enjoyed that trailer. Let's just jump right into it, huh? Gerrit Elzinga.
That's me.
What'd you think of that movie?
That is the worst movie I saw all year. Bar none.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. It was...
And it's funny because you're going to find the positives in it, and there are literally none for me.
I found two positives.
There's two times I laughed, I think.
That movie was just unbearably boring, which was surprising.
It was boring.
I thought going in, I was like, there's going to be laughs, but the plot's going to suck. Like, it's going to be some stupid hacky jokes. That's what I thought. I think I chuckled twice, and that was it.
Yeah, the one, we'll say right now, it comes early in the movie where the main character, Phil Phillips. Oh, okay. Because there is an American Idol singer named Philip Phillips, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's already a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this movie has ripped off so many other, like, even jokes and words
cliche
in movies. Yeah, so he's talking to another person or whatever and saying, you don't have to dance or whatever, and then the guy goes like, well, I love doing it because that's what Muppets do. Like, he's singing the song, and then it cut, like, he's walking in just going, oh, Jesus Christ, because that's what he says the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
And then he walks in, and you hear that Muppet he was talking to saying, my wife is dead.
Yeah,
like,
that was it.
It was funny, but it was off screen, so you know it was thrown in later.
You know what sucks, too, about that scene is that put my hopes up a bit for the rest of the movie. Because I was like, oh, that's a pretty funny joke. And it was a smart joke. It was highbrow.
Exactly.
It was just good. It was a good joke. But then the rest of the movie it was just so boring. Like, I checked my watch 4 times watching that movie.
This is how I'll describe this movie. It is a movie written by children, for children, if they knew what cum was. Like, if kids were, like, well aware of the word fuck and
there's
cum
a lot of fuck,
and shit and, like, all these things. No shit jokes, though.
Well, there was the
bag
bunny.
Of shit, and the bunny shitting the eggs. God damn, I hated this movie.
Yeah,
like,
it was. If there weren't puppets in that movie, it would have been the most cliched action film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was a noir action suspense movie with comedy. I'm putting a lot of quotes up, by the way, right now, air quotes.
It was not funny.
But it took every cliche, like the partners who had a falling out because one partner made a bad choice, someone got kicked off the force, there was a rule enforced because of this guy's bad actions, some mistake they made at the beginning of the film coming back to haunt them at the end. Like, every fucking cliche was in this movie.
Which I kind of expected there to be a cliche, that's fine or whatever, but it was like the bickering, the constant bickering.
Yeah.
Like, in one scene, one of the characters, like, let's say one scene, Melissa McCarthy's not picking up what Phil Phillips is laying down, right? And then they get the thing done or whatever. And then the next scene, the roles completely flip. So then Melissa McCarthy is, like, being the smart one, and then he's not picking up the thing that she's laying down. And I'm like, well, you fucking idiots. It's so conveniently contrived.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's a childish movie, which, granted, it's Muppets, but it's like, if you're heightening the jokes and shit, there shouldn't be adults laughing at it.
Yeah,
right? There's people in our theater laughing at, like, fucking every line. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Am I crazy?
There were 2 separate people that laughed at a bunch of stuff. For the most part, nobody laughed. Granted, the theater had maybe 10 people in it.
Yeah, 2 out of those 10. Yeah, it's pretty good numbers.
But I mean, the movie was just, I just can't. I've never in my life seen a movie in theaters that was that boring.
It was so boring.
It was just boring. Even the movies we didn't like on this podcast had some reason to keep watching.
Yeah.
Had some funny parts or some interesting parts, like Solo. We didn't like Solo that much, but
it was like,
there were a couple of interesting characters. There were some fun action pieces.
There's a twist.
We didn't like Life of the Party, but there were good laughs in it.
Yeah.
We didn't like I Feel Pretty, but we loved Rory Scovel, and we had good laughs in that.
Like,
there's a lot of
Phantom we just watched.
Yeah,
which was
we were at least
fun
entertained watching it. That movie was just lifeless and boring. No pun intended when I say lifeless, because there's a lot of Muppets in it. But it was just a very boring movie.
How about the plot point where you just randomly learn maybe 45 minutes into the movie that Melissa McCarthy has a liver of a Muppet and she's part Muppet and she becomes a sugar addict?
Yeah, that was
like
a plot
out
point
of nowhere. And you're filled in on these things, and I guessed all the fucking plot point, like the twists or whatever. Like, oh, I'd see that coming.
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah, she's not dead. Blah blah blah. It's oh god, I hated it. It made me so angry.
Yeah, it really did. I don't think I got angry as you did because I just found it so boring. I was just uninterested in what was going on. You were very upset. Watching
I was.
it. I wish one of these days, once our podcast gets more established, we're gonna do a live show. We're gonna do a show where you come with us so you can just see how Gerrit feels emotions watching
during bad movies.
Because it's pretty funny. Like only time I feel emotions are when movies affected me positively. Like Black Klansman, like I felt a lot of emotions watching that movie. But like this movie, I just sat there, just still, the whole time watching the movie because it was just unbelievably boring. But I will say two good things about this movie because I always find something positive. One, Maya Rudolph was great.
She was fantastic.
She wasn't in the movie much, but when she was very good because she's Maya Rudolph.
She saved the parts she was in.
Yeah, and then I thought the puppeteering was really good.
Yeah,
like there's some really interesting effects they did with the puppets.
Oh, go ahead. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, even the fight, there's a fight scene where Melissa McCarthy fights, like, 5 puppets in a drug den. And that fight scene was well choreographed. The puppets were interesting with the moves they were making. It was just stuff you'd never seen on film with puppets before.
But why did that fight scene happen? Because the one called one of them...
Calls one of the other puppets a bitch on numerous occasions.
Yeah. And it's like... Oh. Big fight now. Big fight scene.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit... one of the puppets kept calling the female puppets bitches, and Melissa McCarthy was upset about this. So she
Which the joke is that he's a dog, so he's calling every female a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, that's the joke.
Yeah, but then she keeps saying it's derogatory.
She takes it to
she beats the fuck out
a
of
Me Too movement, and then he learns his lesson.
Well, no, Me Too isn't the same thing.
No, it's not.
Me Too is about sexual assault.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more of a women's... not women's rights.
Yeah,
what's it called?
Women's suffrage. I don't know.
That's a long time.
I know.
It was just, she didn't like that.
It's so of the time. Like, I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. And it was like, it wasn't funny. Like, I think it's the weird thing is, like, this movie is tonally all over the place because it's, like, supposed to be funny and then it's supposed to be poignant. There's no, like, any poignant moment is just taken away by the fact that he just jizzed Silly String, like, 4 seconds ago. This movie's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it seems like it's trying to, like, make, like, a commentary on, like, racial divides. But it's just hard to take that commentary seriously when they're talking about Muppets. Like, Muppets aren't... And the thing, too, is, like, apparently in this universe, Muppets can reproduce.
Yeah,
Which I don't understand.
They have pubic hair. They continually reference that.
They show a Muppet's vagina at one point, a la Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct.
Yep, which is also a reference that's fucking way outdated. There's a asshole says what? Like, that's from Wayne's World.
It's a running gag, yeah.
It's a running gag. It's like, it's fucking been done in Wayne's World, which is what, 20-something years ago?
Well, technically, although he said sphincter says what?
Oh, Mike, it's the same joke. That's like a person, it's like, oh, it's not the same joke. I changed the punchline. No.
Yeah.
You didn't. You just changed a word in the punchline.
Punchline's still the same.
Okay, so this is a good thing to bring up because there's puppeteering in Team America World Police.
Different puppeteering.
But that is a movie...
That's marionettes, actually.
That's a movie that is like, it's cum jokes, shit jokes, vomit jokes, like all these things. It's from the guys at South Park, but also the plot is heightened. Like, it's a very...
it's a smart movie.
It's a smart movie.
Yeah.
And this one is just like, it's so childish.
I just think,
at the same time as being scatological humor.
My biggest problem lies in the fact that the movie just did absolutely nothing new. Like, that movie, it was just, as far as plot, character, everything. If you take the fact that they're Muppets out of the movie, that movie we just saw has been done 1,000 times. Yeah. And 100 times better. So,
and I think I'm sticking to my whole thing. It's just like, and the joke continually was that they're Muppets. Like, it never got out of that.
It was what we called at the beginning. We said they're going to have the same jokes, but they're all going to rely on the fact that we're watching Muppets.
Oh, and Melissa McCarthy was not the straight man.
They kind of flip-flopped.
They flip-flopped, and it was so dumb. It didn't make sense. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Those kids just saw Happytime Murders.
Oh my God, it'd be hilarious if they did, because now they have a lot of questions about Silly String. That scene wasn't funny. Like, the
only
movie,
good part of that scene was when Maya Rudolph says
at the end, she wants some.
Was it Frackle?
No, it was like Flipper Floppers or something.
It was like Frackleberry or something.
Crackle. Crickle Crack.
You boys want some freckle?
Whatever it was funny.
It's funny because this is the scene where in the trailer, which you heard, where he just jizzes silly string for 30 straight seconds, while other people are in the other room. They could hear and see through the glass what's going on. And then Maya Rudolph very calmly asks at the end of the ejaculation if any of the guys in the room want some freckleberry or whatever
flipper flappers,
some sort of weird snack food that was on her desk.
And it's like it was so unfunny. I can't think of another funny part in the movie. Like,
I kind of liked her describing what peel-offing was.
Hated it. It went on for so like.
Yeah, the best joke in the movie was in the first 5 minutes when the guy says, "My wife's dead."
My wife's dead.
That's the best joke in the movie.
So funny.
My wife's dead. I don't know. It was just weird.
It's like they brought in a guest director and editor for just that
one scene. Like, this will be funny. They're like, yeah, let's not do that the rest of the movie.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I can't think of any other thing. Oh, should we go through like plot?
Sure.
I mean, so the big
spoiler alert.
Yeah, the big twist of the movie is that our main character, Phil Phillips, he is the reason that no other Muppets can become police officers. Because
this guy's shirt. That is a badass shirt.
Because he couldn't shoot like Muppets or he couldn't shoot another Muppet. That's the whole thing. So then he becomes a PI, and then someone comes in and hands him a case, which like takes the back seat conveniently because that person who hands him the PI case is the person trying to set him up for all these murders. And then
the Happytime Murders. They said
Murders.
like 5 times in the movie.
Yeah, we get it. It's called Happytime Murders. So then, and it's funny too because like Melissa McCarthy can't piece any thing together. Like
she's a pretty bad detective.
He's coming up with all these ideas, and then she's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Fuck, what? Are you kidding me? I called that. Whatever." So then she sets him up, and then the whole thing is like the reason is because he shot a bullet, missed the criminal, and then accidentally shot her dad. So then she grows up to set him up for all this stuff of these murders, and then she gets away, kinda, and blah blah blah. There's a big.
You don't need to know. You're never gonna see the fucking movie.
It's really bad, but it's like you could see that coming, and then Elizabeth Banks comes back because she didn't die in a car fire, and then I'm like, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, of course, she's
speaking of car fire. That movie
was a car fire.
It was a car fire, you guys.
It's so easy to piece together, and it's just a fucking waste of time. It's an awful movie. Zero hard dicks out of 10. There was no hard Muppet dicks in this movie either.
I was really surprised. They showed Muppet vagina, but didn't show Muppet dick.
Yeah.
So it's weird that even in the laws of like Muppet film, they still obey the rules of Hollywood.
No tits. You didn't see any Muppet tits. Not that I wanted it. I was just fascinated that it didn't happen. Like the bar is raised so high with what you can do with Muppets, and you don't do any of it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Jim Henson would fucking come out of his grave and jizz all over Brian Henson's face and then rub it in and punch him in the dick for that
I
movie.
told Mike this after the movie ended. I was like, I remember a time where you could do a movie like this and it would end everyone's careers. And it won't.
No.
Like, they're still going to be in movies. This movie was a shit pile.
Well, Joel McHale's show got canceled on Netflix the day after this movie came out. Is that a
really? Oh, man, I hope not.
Which I really enjoyed that show, too.
That's a good show.
Hold for Scooter?
Yeah. I am just baffled.
Yeah, I'm gonna might as well fucking go ahead and rate this piece of shit. Do you
have anything else to say? I feel like there's more. We can get more funny out of us ranting, right?
That movie sucked. It's just so disappointing. I think I'm more disappointed that it wasn't a bad movie. Like, we watched The Phantom. Like, that movie was very entertaining to watch because it was shitty.
It was so bad.
This movie was just so painfully boring. I just wanted it to end. I just kept looking at my watch. I was like, Gerrit, you leaned over at one point and said, if it wasn't for the podcast, I would have walked out already.
I would have walked out probably within the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, it just wasn't good.
Yeah. This is me on most episodes.
I don't know, man. I don't understand how you can write a movie like that, and like the whole idea is like they're like, let's just take all these 90s action films and will put all those tropes into one
Yeah.
movie, and they're like, oh well, why would we want to greenlight that movie? Oh wait, but there's Muppets in it.
Oh, perfect.
Oh yeah, greenlight. And then we'll bring in 4 production companies no one's ever heard of, who are all just like, this is our ticket to stardom.
Oh, I feel like all those companies are bankrupt now. Like it won't kill a person's career. It would kill a company. Like that's what happened. One bomb kills a company.
It's movies
now.
like this that scare production companies away from making original content.
Well, it shouldn't, because it's like, make an original movie. This isn't an original movie. It's garbage. The only original thing is that it has Muppets.
If you guys are going to see Happytime Murders at all this year, just see any other movie instead.
Literally any other movie.
Don't see it, people. I was going to talk to. I think we've said our piece. I give this movie 0 out of 0 zeros.
Zero.
It's just a bad movie. Don't see it.
I give it 000.
This is.
I want 4 zeros.
This is
awful.
It's hard for me to not find anything good in a movie.
I honestly can't remember the other joke that. It was the flipper flappers or whatever the fuck she offered.
Yeah.
That and
Those
My
two
Wife
jokes,
is Dead. Those are the 2 funny things in this movie.
Interesting news in the world of film, and as it relates to us critics of film, Rotten Tomatoes has let in new critics.
Oh.
For their tomato meters.
Oh, good.
And they're trying to expand, because it used to be Rotten Tomatoes is very traditional when it comes to the critics they let in, like IndieWire, RogerEbert.com, Hollywood Reporter. Those are the film's critics that they have. And I think your biggest complaint with Rotten Tomatoes is that because they have such a narrow-minded view of what's fresh and what's rotten, because they only use traditional critics, that the system is flawed, which is why you prefer Metacritic.
Yeah.
And I've always been a fan of Rotten Tomatoes just because I think they get it pretty on the nose. Their audience score is always very different than the critic score. And I think I take that with a grain of salt when I read it, because I'm like, when I see the score, I'm like, the tomato meter says 96% fresh.
Yeah.
And then I look at the audience score as well. Like, I never just take the critic score.
Yep.
But they're letting a lot of independent critics in now. So
that's our ticket.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I was on the toilet reading this article earlier today. And thinking,
I wish I was on the toilet watching this movie.
This movie was in the toilet, you guys. It was in the toilet while on fire in a car. But yeah, so they've got a lot of independent critics now that are part of the tomato meter, which I think is really good, because I think that it might skew their scores a lot more in line with the audience score.
What does this one have right now?
On Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
The Metascore was what, 20 something real low?
Hey, I side with it. I think it's got a 4 something on IMDb. 5, maybe 5.
5.7 on IMDb.
Okay. That's close.
Rotten-
5.3. I'm a couple decimals off.
Tomato, not rotten cotton. What does that mean? I don't know what rotten cotton is.
Rotten movie is this one.
Give him the old rotten cotton. See. Also, just a lot of fabric puns.
Yeah.
In that movie, way too many.
We get it. Fluff, a lot of fluff. Like fluff meant every word.
Yeah, everything was like a fluff thing, something fluffer and felty.
Felt dick.
Oh, you know what a joke I did kind of think was a little funny? Towards the end, when she was talking about how having sex with a Muppet is better than a human because their vaginas are literally made out of velvet. And then Phil Phillips is just like, oh yeah. I like that. 21% on Rotten Tomatoes. 51% audience score.
I don't get it. It should be 0.
The consensus on Rotten Tomatoes is the Happytime Murders wastes its intriguingly transgressive premise on a witless comedy that blindly pushes buttons instead of attempting to tell an entertaining story.
Yes.
That's about right. Yeah.
Totally agreed.
Right. Anything else in the world of movie news? Movie Pass, Garrett's favorite movie.
Yeah.
movie card,
still
has dropped their annual subscribers in an attempt to lessen the load. So if you were an annual subscriber to Movie Pass, which I think Stu was,
which means that you
get refunded though.
Oh, so hold on. Annual means if you paid for the full year?
You paid for a full year at once.
Okay.
They've kicked all those members out of Movie Pass and refunded their money in an attempt to stop, hemorrhaging cash.
Yeah.
Gerrit, do you want to tell the public about your way to circumvent the system? Or are you afraid if it gets too public, they'll figure it out?
Oh, I mean, we have 5 listeners. No, I'm kidding. We have way more than that.
Now that we're on Stitcher.
No, seriously, keep the app open. Keep the Movie Pass open. So go in after midnight, because every day at midnight it resets because all the theaters close. So midnight, 1 a.m., wherever your time zone is. Go in there, keep it open, go to sleep, keep it open all day on the theater that you want to go to. Then go to the movie theater the next day, check in because it hasn't refreshed the app. You can check into any movie, and it worked with Happytime Murders. Because then I used it, and then I flipped them off in the picture that I had to submit for the ticket. And then when I reloaded the app after I'd already gotten my ticket, it only offered 2 movies. that are not Happytime Murders. So it fucking works. I've done it twice now. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear in front of you guys. Yeah, so that is what you do. Let's topple this regime.
Yeah, Amway. Oops, sorry. Yeah.
But they haven't contacted me about it. There's been no, hey, you can't do that. It's like, well, guys, I kind of beat your system, so until you do an update,
Yeah, there's no
it's
rule
not gonna
that says that
happen.
you can't. If it's part of the UI, you can
I
fucking
checked
do it.
into it. I did it. I don't know
What are they
to
gonna
tell
do?
you guys.
Sue you?
Ban me? What are they gonna ban me?
They're already
Oh,
banning
great.
everybody else.
Idiots. Idiots. They're dumb. And then any time that someone talks to them, like tweets at them or Facebook tags them or anything like that, there's literally no communication except for on Instagram when someone comments on their post, and it's the same form thing where it's just like, well, send us a private message if you're having problems, that whole thing. And then someone will comment and be like, yeah, I did, and you guys have still not talked to me about it.
Yeah.
So there's no customer service. So I don't know who they are, but they're awful.
All right, guys, that's the episode for this week. Once again, we want to thank you for listening. Go to fucking write us reviews and like us and all that bullshit. We said this every week. We're gonna keep saying it every week.
Please, if we put it up to a poll for you guys, just give us a good movie. Please.
They've been doing good, the polls. The last couple.
It's been
the last
pretty
couple polls
good.
have been good.
This one wasn't a poll though, right?
This movie?
Yeah.
No.
We just
This is the only
decided.
new release
Oh,
this
well,
week.
thanks. Fuck you, Mike.
Well, next week we'll be doing Searching.
Yeah.
The new John Cho film. We're pretty excited about that
Which
one.
I found out we can't watch tomorrow. It doesn't open until Thursday.
Okay, well, Thursday's my
I thought
only
it-
day off this week, so that'll be perfect.
Oh, okay. Well, I get out of work at 2.
Boom. We'll see you at 2:30.
All right. We should be able to do that.
All right, good. Thanks for listening. Download us, subscribe us, like us. Tell everybody you know about how great we are.
Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Garrett, where are you
going to
be at this weekend?
I'm just at Dr. Grin's Comedy Club with AJ Finney and Dave Yates. Dave Yates is featuring. AJ Finney is headlining. I'm emceeing. It's going to be super fun. Thursday, Friday, Saturday shows. Come on out. Suck my dick. Suck my Muppet felt dick.
And I will be at, you're listening to this, if you're listening to this on Wednesday and you're in Grand Rapids, I'll be hosting the comedy showcase, the quarterly comedy showcase at the New Holland
that's
Knickerbocker.
right. Yeah.
And then also this weekend you can catch me at the Holly Hotel Friday and Saturday.
Well, congratulations. You're going to be at Holly Hotel.
Thank you.
I've been trying to get in there
I'll
forever.
be at the historic, I'll be able to have the salad. That's the deal.
Oh,
That's
boy,
the deal, right?
the salad, yep.
Because people don't know about the Holly Hotel is they don't
They
don't
decide-
give features the room and they don't
decide
give features
what
meals.
food you get to eat. And
You can have either the salad or the soup as long as the headliner gets a meal.
yeah.
Because if the headliner gets a meal, if the headliner doesn't get a meal, you don't get anything.
I was there a while ago. I tried to switch with the headliner because he didn't want to have the chicken. He wanted to give me the chicken and he had the salad. And then they looked down on it. They were like, "What? What are you doing?" Like they were angry about it. It's just like fuck
funny.
the chef if that's
funny.
really how it is.
All right, everybody, thanks for listening. I'm Mike Logan.
I'm Gerrit Elzinga,
And that was terrible.
And fuck Movie Pass.
I like the idea of us trying to figure out what bad thing we're going to say.
Let's try it again because that was worse than terrible.
I'm Mike Logan.
I'm Gerrit Elzinga,
And that was the worst movie I've seen
saw
all year.